I think our timer is a little off.
Yeah, because Lexi's over on the couch on her laptop watching it, and I can still hear the intro going on.
But my clock on my computer only says 6:58.
Well, the Nightbot's already started tonight.
I didn't have a chance to fix him yet.
Everybody, ignore the Nightbot.
All right, let me see.
So what's up, Marmeisters? What's up, Jill, Olivia, Polygraph, Nightbot? You're nobody. Who else we got in here? Nobody. I don't know what Marv done.
I'm looking. I'm not seeing it.
Seeing what?
That command.
You mean the Nightbot?
No, I'm seeing that. I'm just not seeing.
What's up, Bogey? There's my baby girl.
One.
Marv said hi, or Lexi said hi, Marv.
Hi, Lexi.
What did the Nightbot just say to me?
I don't know.
Oh, Renee Days. This is I'm not a nobody. He's talking to the Nightbot. Renee. What's up,
Gotcha.
Boost Map? Who's echoing Boost? She must be trying to figure out something on here, guys. So just be patient with us.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out the Nightbot thing and the emote thing, and I can't. I don't see it, so it's got to be in here somewhere else than what I'm aware of.
Well, I can't say that this new office chair is so comfy. Oh my God, I can lean back.
I'm echoing. Okay.
Oh, the echo's gone apparently.
So how's your chair?
I love it. Oh my God, it's comfortable.
I got you an ergonomic one, so.
It's not nothing like sitting on a hardwood ass chair. Yes, Renee, it came a week early. Everything that was ordered for my new desk and everything's here. And the only thing I'm waiting on now is the desk. Got my printer, got my book binders, I got punch hole thing, whatever you want to call it. Got my chair, got a case of printing paper. Now I do need to catch up on this Athena, because I was thinking about this the other night. I couldn't remember the reason why he killed her. Did he bump her or something? And she said she was going to tell her mom or tell her dad or something, and he ended up kidnapping her.
What?
With Athena.
No.
The FedEx little girl.
Yeah. We'll get into that. I did get my camera. It got wrapped as a Christmas present.
Really?
So I have to wait till Christmas.
So something you bought for yourself is being given to you. Oh my God.
Yep. The husband just went to town wrapping stuff and just wrapped it all.
Wow.
But that's all right. I'm just gonna share my screen.
Yep. I think Green Bay gonna get their asses handed to them today.
Don't they every day?
They're starting to look like the Colts.
You can't pick on my team too much. Yours isn't doing much better.
That's what I'm saying. They're starting to look like the Colts.
So, tonight we are going to talk about the tragic case of Athena Strand. Heartbreaking story. Never should have happened. I mean,
Agreed.
come on. This little girl was so beautiful. Who could have done anything like that to her?
Well, we know who.
Yeah, we know who. So I listened, it's a 20-minute video of her mom speaking, and I listened to it last night and just broke my heart. Absolutely broke my heart. So this is 7-year-old Athena Strand from Texas. She was at home with her. It was father's turn to have her. So she was with the father and the stepmother. She was getting ready to go back to her mom's, I think the following day. And her and her sister were staying in a detached, like, garage, I guess you could call it. They were remodeling the house. So she's outside. The stepmother's, in and out of the detached part, in and out of the house. Doing, why'd you change my screen?
I didn't mean to.
It's okay.
I'm sitting there trying to type and I keep forgetting to put my cursor in the chat box.
Oh. She's outside. The stepmom ran into the house to do something with dinner or put clothes away, something like that. FedEx truck comes to deliver her, Athena's Christmas present, and in the process of backing up, hits her. Now, she wasn't severely injured. She was fine. She had bumps, bruises, scrapes. But the guy panics and puts her in the FedEx truck. Then proceeds to drive off with her. And so this gutsy little girl tells her, I'm going to tell my dad you hit me with your truck. And he panics. And
I'm hearing feedback.
I'm just hearing your TV.
Hold on a second.
So anyways, shortly thereafter, he strangles this 7-year-old girl and puts her in a creek.
Man, too many creeks involved with cases that we're doing.
Yeah. And all because he panics. And so the police, the community, they all come together. They're searching everywhere for this child. And it had something to do with cameras where the police honed in on him. And they brought him in for questioning and questioned him, and he confessed. Never left after that. Still in jail.
Sounds like somebody else we know.
Yeah. But it's just heartbreaking because all he had to do was knock on the door and say, I accidentally hit your daughter. She's fine. And that would have been the end of it. And I know this for a fact because of the video that I watched last night. And I'm going to play portions of that video from the mother because it's just amazing. She flat out said in the video that I watched last night, that the father and her are very forgiving people. And had he just come to the door and said he hit her with the truck, and that, she's like, I know accidents happen. We both know that. And sorry, I was getting a notification. And we would have forgiven him. That would have been the end of it. He would have drove off and nothing else would have happened.
You see, that's where I'm having a hard time believing, because I think you thought the parents might have turned him into his employer and they would have fired him,
Mm-hmm.
taking a chance of getting sued.
Right.
I mean, even though Athena only might have had allegedly some bumps and bruises, but that's a major lawsuit right there against a great big corporation. And my thought is he's probably freaking out. Well, damn, I'm gonna lose my job. I might go to jail for things of that nature. I mean, it's no excuse, but the fact of the matter is, it's a 7-year-old little girl, like you said. All you had to do was go to the door. There's millions of jobs out there. You'd have lost your job. You could have found another job, but now you're looking at life in prison, dude.
Yeah. And a 7-year-old girl is dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a lot of different versions of what happened. There was a version of an argument. There's a version of what I have read out of all this is that the mother was just doing stuff around the house. So I don't know which part is true as to whether there was an argument or she was just doing laundry and trying to cook dinner or whatever.
But you know what? That's either near or there.
Right.
It doesn't make a difference what was going on between the mother and the child, the stepmother and the child. That's beside the point. It had nothing to do with the incident that took place with her being abducted.
Deb, do you think he was on drugs, drinking, or looking at his phone? Just doesn't make sense why he killed her. I think when she told him that she was going to tell her dad that he hit her, when he panicked.
He just flipped out.
From what I understand, there is some video from the truck.
Yeah, I think they're just like Indianapolis. They have cameras on all the buses.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the same thing with FedEx. They might have cameras on their trucks now because of people trying to steal stuff.
And I remember hearing that there was cameras on his truck.
So we're not going to hear or see anything about that until trial time, unless he takes a plea bargain.
Right.
Then it will come out saying we have video evidence.
So I mean, I my heart bleeds for these two families, the parents, for this to happen right before Christmas.
Right.
And the fact that it didn't need to happen at all, that they would have just let him walk off. Yeah. I was in tears last night when I listened to the mother's video. She's the one that's been the most vocal out of the family. Doing multiple interviews. They said that she gets online and she posts in the chat or underneath the comments on videos and everything like that. So,
yeah, I mean, I can understand that the mother is going to be the vocal one. Mm-hmm. That's just the mother's nature because she carried the child for 9 months, and now me as a father, there's no telling what I would have done. Honestly.
I agree, but according to her, if he had just walked up to the door and told the stepmother and the father that he accidentally hit her, She said they are all about forgiveness. And they would have said, okay, she's fine, go on your way.
Good to see you, Randy. Sharon Parker, Digital, Sweet Caroline. What's up, Shannon? Hi, Dad. Nice to see you. But the thing about it is, I think he had remorse when he was being interrogated, and he finally broke down and said that, yeah, he confessed. Because he knew. So Renee, I lost my mom about 4 weeks ago, a little more than 4 weeks ago. I know the pain. Yep. I can't imagine losing a child.
No, absolutely not. I don't know that I would make it.
At my age, and if I had a child that age, and I'm sorry to say this, but I don't think I'd be able to live anymore if my child at that age was gone. That's supposed to be my generation after me for this world to experience things and make a difference in life for other people, and she didn't get that opportunity.
Right. Right.
But she does have a point. It's such of the story of hitting her. What else happened?
But he didn't, as far as I know, he didn't have any other charges with children or anything like that. So, unless he just, I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
Some people just panic and do the wrong thing, and
yeah, it's exactly what it seems like to me. Matter of fact, did you get the email from Andrea?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got to pay her. I had her do some shirts for me for Christmas gifts.
I was like, hold on here. Who's this supposed to be to? Like, I know I didn't order anything.
Yeah, it's to me.
What do you think today to change your mood?
All right. I am going to play a video here because now they did have her funeral. Everything was pink. They had volunteers come in and decorate the church, and a guy made her casket. So I wanted to show that. I just got to find that part.
Hey, Randy said they got the bridge done. It's got railings now.
Really?
Yeah. Sorry to change the subject, but I thought that was pretty important that everybody knew that. How you doing today, Randy, Vince, Shannon?
All right, I'm going to play a video here. Oops, I don't want that one. In fact, I'm just going to go this way. But 1 second, because I think I did not share audio before when I did that. Okay.
It's on this county road in Boyd, where police found Athena Strand's body.
And while this memorial is for the public, the hardest thing that a parent has to do is pick out that casket. This was much more personal. And I don't want that to be the hardest thing. I want that to be something that represents that child. Strand's funeral was Friday. It was private. Her mother sharing these pictures with us of the little girl's casket, custom made and donated by Trey Gannon of Soulshine Industries.
Just turned out actually beautiful.
He recently made 19 custom caskets for the children killed at Robb Elementary in Uvalde.
It was really emotional for me.
The color, of course, is Athena's favorite.
Why are we echoing so bad?
Princess crown.
There's also Viking symbols on the front.
One of the symbols is father, daughter,
and it's a Viking
symbol, and then the other symbol is mother, daughter.
Athena's father does Renaissance festivals, and the first grader would often tag along.
Athena had some really cool pictures with her Viking. She had an axe, and then she had this huge shield, and she was a daddy's girl.
Athena was cremated after the service, and her casket will serve as a memory box for her mother, Maitland. Too often, we find ourselves focusing on the ending of someone's story. For this family, it's about celebrating who Athena was and how she lived.
It's not about just painting a casket. It's about representing that loved one's life.
And Athena's mother sharing with me tonight that her baby girl service was so special. Alongside a slideshow, her favorite Disney songs were played. Everyone wore pink and lots of flowers, of course. Her mom sharing with me that seeing Athena one final time was the hardest, but that she's grateful to everyone who helped her princess shine so bright. Back to you.
I've been getting paid
I don't know what is up with the echoes.
Who's this lady?
I don't know. That's just that's the end of the video.
That was a pretty casket too.
Yes, that guy did a phenomenal job. Like it said in there, he made the caskets for the kids in California that were killed also.
Valde, yeah.
Yeah.
That had to cost a pretty penny to get that done.
He did them all for free.
Really?
Yeah, he made them for free.
I wish I could find people like that.
Yeah, he made the Uvalde caskets and Athena's casket all for free.
It's nice.
Yes.
You don't have a whole lot of people in this world that'll step up like that and do things like that. We need more of that in this world.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially in this day and age when a lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck, week to week,
Well, and he specialized them, like in the Uvalde case, he specialized each casket to that child. So he didn't just make 19 of the same caskets. He made each one individual to that child.
A personal one for each one.
Right.
It just breaks my heart when little kids like that or little children go through something like that and then have to sit back and watch the family struggle. And, I'm glad I haven't had to experience anything like that, because if I did, I don't know how I would react or anything along those lines.
And you're right, True Crime with Shannon. That is an amazing person.
Yes.
To do that. He's got a gift and
a heart of gold.
And a heart of gold, you betcha. So.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm going to try here one more video. And it's the one that I watched last night with the mom. I've been watching a lot of the Idaho 4.
Yeah. I just got a message from somebody saying that it's been going around that the second person involved with the Delphi case, they gave a name. And his name's been brought up before.
Well, we can talk about that on another night when we talk Delphi.
Yeah.
I just want to say before we play this video that Athena's father has started a lawsuit against FedEx and the company that the second or the third party company that actually employed this guy.
Must have been a temp service.
So, let's see. I wanted to get here. Big Top Spin, that's who it is. So they're suing Horner himself, who is the one that was driving the FedEx truck, FedEx, and then Big Top Spin. And the suit accuses the two companies of hiring Horner, failing to properly supervise him, and failing to enforce safety policies. So it should be interesting as far as what happens with that and what they actually get out of this. All right, let me... Here it is. Okay, so I'm going to key this up and then I'm going to put myself on mute. Darn it all.
I'm heading to my set.
Every time I play a video and I keep my microphone on, that's when you guys get the echo. And this is 20 minutes, but there's gaps in what she says because she tries so hard not to break down and cry in this interview. So I'm going to play it here.
Started. First and foremost, I want to thank you for sitting down with us and talking with us about this subject. I know it's a tough one. My first question, and I kind of mentioned it before we sat down, is really to just get an update on you. It's been 2 weeks today since the Amber Alert was issued. There's been a lot that's happened. What's this last 2 weeks been like for you and for your family?
It's been rough. Mostly it's been rough for my daughter, my 3-year-old. She doesn't understand why she can't call Sissy or why Sissy hasn't come home yet, because this is a very long time for her to go without seeing her sister. We're coping. We're trying to function. It's been long. It's been hard, but it feels very chaotic at the same time. A lot of moving parts.
I think the public has been so gravitated toward what has happened to you and your family, because it was said at the vigil, and I think it was said very well by one of the pastors, that this could have been anyone's kid out there. This could have been anyone's child. This could have been anyone's pain. And I think a lot of people have tried to stand in your shoes to understand how you feel, but we can't. We can't understand that. Is there any way you can tell us what it's like to stand in Maitland Gandy's shoes today?
I'm sad. I'm angry. I'm confused. I am doing my best. But to stand in my shoes, I don't know how to describe it. I don't. I wish I did, so other people could understand. I've been very scared. I don't sleep very often. I don't sleep for an extended period of time the way people are supposed to. Noises at night scare me. I triple check my doors every night. I hold my 3-year-old tighter and I'm scared to let her go. Everything's just very, very scary and very, very sad.
When we met 2 weeks ago, the only thing I knew about Athena was that she was missing and that people were working tirelessly to try and find her. Before the Amber Alert was issued, and before I think the country and the area got to know her, you knew her very well, and you knew her as, her mom. Can you tell us just a little bit about her and just about who she was to you while you were living with her and teaching her and instructing her and raising her for her 7 years?
Athena was, I think the way her teacher worded it was very polite. Athena was very free-spirited and wild, and she loved to jump in muddy puddles, and she was very smart. I said I wasn't going to cry. I'm sorry. I do okay until I start talking about it. Athena was a lot of things. I'm sorry. Just 2 seconds. That's the thing. It's not okay. Athena was very free-spirited and loving and kind. And I think a lot of things that people miss when they see me is not me. It's the fact that Athena would run up to anybody and scream out their name and give them hugs and say hello because she didn't know a stranger. Raising her was the best 7 years of my life. And I just expected a lot more years. So I don't know how to describe raising her, because it was just, raising my girls has always been everything to me. And I was robbed of that.
When we spoke for the very first time, you said none of this added up. You said this didn't make sense. There's no way she would have just disappeared, wandered off. Your instinct was correct. What was it like for law enforcement, for you as a mom, knowing that nothing was adding up? The minute that they told you what had happened or that she had been found. Can you walk us through that moment, or do you feel comfortable walking us through that moment?
When we found out originally that Athena was no longer with us, Sheriff Aiken was there, and we had been escorted to a room, myself, Athena's father and stepmother, and then my dad, Jacob's father, and Jacob's mother, because I asked for our parents to be there. And one of the FBI trauma agents, she had escorted us into that room. And I knew from the moment that Sheriff Aiken walked in that he was going to tell me everything that I had felt had happened. It's hard to look people in the face when you're giving them the worst news of your life. And so I knew when he walked into the room and he was looking down, and he had his lips rolled in, I guess is how I would describe that. I don't remember what he said. I remember feeling broken and empty. And I couldn't breathe. I literally stopped breathing. And it took my dad and the FBI trauma agent to make me start breathing again. I don't know how to describe that feeling. I don't. And I think a lot of people in those experiences try to block it out. And I just remember the feeling of not being able to breathe and crying. I don't know how to answer some of these questions. I'm sorry.
That's okay. What you're saying is totally fine. We just want to know, based off of what you told me originally and knowing what had happened, you know, how you handled that as a mom. And I want to ask, based off of, you know, what he spoke to and told investigators, allegedly we now know that he told police that he accidentally backed into Athena and then put her in the van, that she was alive at the time, she was breathing, and that he decided to take her life because he was in fear of the consequences that would happen. I know you've read that. I know you've been told that. And we know that people are trying to verify and get the facts correct. But if that alleged confession is true, that he could have done the right thing and your daughter would be alive, how do you react to that?
I've thought about that a lot, actually. Jacob and I are very forgiving people. If that were the case and Athena was not injured, or even if, you know, she had a few bumps and scrapes, he could have just driven away. We wouldn't have went after him legally. We wouldn't have done anything. We would have forgave him because accidents do happen. But he chose to do more. And what he did is unforgivable. I did Athena's hair and I dressed her before the funeral. I did all of that myself. And I have a hard time believing that Athena couldn't have just walked away. In my opinion, and I'm not a medical examiner by any means, Athena could have just walked away. And I wish he would have let her.
If you could say anything or even ask anything to the suspect, is there anything you'd like to ask or say to him?
I don't think he would ever give me the answers that I want or that I think I need to hear. If I could sit down in front of him, I think what I would like to tell him is that he is nothing, but Athena is absolutely everything. And I will make sure that everybody in this world knows that he is nothing and she is everything.
Death penalty. Law enforcement, prosecutors say that they want to seek it and go after it in this case. It's not at the DA's office just yet. But hearing that news, how do you as a mom in this situation react to the punishment that they're seeking?
I support the death penalty. In any sentencing that may come, as long as it's to the fullest extent that we can get it to. Every breath that he takes is one that my daughter doesn't.
The funeral was really beautiful. And that was something that you told me over the phone. And you said that everybody wore pink. It was a bright occasion. Disney songs were sang. I think that you, and sharing obviously that you did her hair, I think that you, if anything, were very pleased that you gave her, you know, a final send-off that was very fitting for, like, as you said, a Viking princess. Can you walk us through just that day and how there was a lot of things and a lot of people that did a lot of things for you, I think, to make that day a little easier.
Yes. We used Hudson and Torres Family Funeral Home from Bridgeport, Texas, and they were very understanding. I didn't want people to feel sadder than they already felt. I wanted people to see Athena for Athena. I wanted them to know what Athena loved. So Athena's father and I and her stepmother picked out Disney songs, happy Disney songs that she would love, I have recordings of her just screaming. She wasn't the best singer in the world, but she definitely tried. And Jay Hudson did a lot for us. He's a very, very kind man. The church was pink as could be. There was pink flowers. There was more stuffed animals. And there was Athena. And she looked beautiful. She had a big JoJo Siwa bow on, very sequin and sparkly. And she had a beautiful felt pink dress on. And of course, her eternal bed, as Trey calls it, was beautiful. She looked very comfy, very warm. And I wanted people to see Athena for as beautiful as she's always been.
A little girl who seemingly has no enemies.
I don't know one person in this world that's just never not loved Athena. It's hard to not love a child in general, but it was extremely hard not to love Athena.
You told me over the phone that the hardest part about that day was seeing her face for the last time.
I didn't realize how hard that would be. I guess I didn't think about it. I mean, I knew ultimately that that would be the last time, but the actual reality of it, when it set in, it was rough. So I was the one who saw her face last, and I closed her casket before her daddy and her uncles and her grandfathers carried her out. And I held her hand and I kissed her. And I told her how sorry I was and how much I love her. And that was the last time I saw her.
The community has been incredibly helpful to you and your family. And a lot of people have came to know the name Athena Strand. You know, how can you kind of tell people about that love, you know, that you've kind of witnessed over the last 2 weeks? Because it's not just been people locally, it's been people from all around the world.
It was very unexpected. And I'm more than grateful, but I don't think there are words to describe. There are no words to describe how grateful I am, and all of Athena's family is. The outpour from law enforcement and other agencies that responded to her case, as well as the hundreds of, if not thousands of volunteers. And of course, the churches and Jay Hudson. I know I wouldn't have made it through without those people. I just wish that they would have actually got to. I'm sorry. I wish everybody that helped me find Athena would have actually gotten to meet Athena as Athena, because everybody would have loved her so much more than they think that they already do. It was a privilege to know Athena and to raise her and to be her mother. And I just want everyone to know that I am very grateful for everything that everyone's done. The love and the prayers are felt. And sorry. I keep thinking of her face.
The thing I want to ask last is, you want Athena's name to be remembered. It's one of the reasons why you're doing this story with us, or at least sitting down with us and just talking with us about this. And we appreciate that. But even before sitting down, I remember the day after the conference, where they talked to us about what had happened. You were on Facebook because people wanted to know about your daughter. People were eager to learn about your daughter, and you were not afraid to type away just a few little things that people could understand about her. I think that's a very admirable thing to do as a parent who's just been through a catastrophic moment, to not let people lose focus on the fact of who this person was that we lost. Can you just tell us what you want people to take away from all of this as a lawsuit comes out, as we learn more about the suspect, as this story continues down this line and checks boxes off? What is the one thing you want us to remember?
That Athena was a real little girl. She was very, very loved. And to I want people to know not to take the time with their children for granted. Because I would do anything to go back to May 23rd of 2015 and relive every moment from that time forward. That's what I want people to know. I want people to know her. She's not just a name and she's not just a face. She was a real little girl and she was taken from me. And we need to do better to protect our children and expect better of other people.
Wow. I know that was a longer video, but as
a strong woman, boy.
Yeah, as I listened to it again, I think in fact, I don't think, I know she's the best representative for Athena. But the strength that is just freaking amazing. I mean, I don't know that I could have done that interview and kept it together as well as she did. Like I said last night, I just bawled watching that video and that mother talk about her baby, and when she talked about she's the one that did Athena's hair for the funeral. I mean, what a strong woman. It's amazing. And then, she was talking about being the last to see her and give her a kiss and close her casket. I mean, I think I would be medicated. This woman is so strong, and her message is simple and powerful. What do you think, Frank?
You took the words right out of my mouth. When she said that she did her hair and put her clothes on her and everything, I don't think I would have. There's no way I would be able to do it.
No. You know, and to go online days, you know, a day, 2 days later, after you've lost your daughter, and to type things in chats and comments, just telling them little things about your daughter. Everything that she's done up and from the day that Athena went missing, to me, is a miracle in one. You know, this, because like I said, if it was me, I think I would have to be medicated. And this woman is grieving the worst grief she's ever felt, and yet she's thinking about everybody else. So thank you so much for the super sticker, Renee Daz.
See, the reason why I said I wouldn't be able to do something like that, because your natural instinct is to see your child is to be up, full of joy, playing, and that's what you're used to seeing. And then having to go into a funeral home and dress her and everything, it's not the same, because it's just a shell of your child at that point in time. And like I said, I just don't think I could do something like that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, not to be on the bad side of it, but we know that she more likely had an autopsy, and I don't think I'd be able to see my daughter after they did all that. And you know what I'm saying? Because
right.
Taylor's daughter died a few years ago. They told him that before they brought her to the funeral home, that you don't want to see her because they're not very pleasant with the bodies when they go to the morgue and they do an autopsy.
Right.
So it's not a pleasant sight afterwards, is basically what they were saying.
Olivia, too, it's my understanding that they had an arrangement where Athena would be with the dad for so long, and then she'd go back to the mom and be with the mom. You know, it was an arrangement between the two families.
It was basically what do they call it? Joint custody.
Yeah.
Because that's what me and my ex-wife did with our son. He would stay with her for a time, then he'd come and stay with me for a time, back and forth type thing. So.
And it was just her time to be with her dad and her stepmom. And she was supposed to be going back to her mom's, I believe, the next day or the day after. It was very shortly. So, yeah. She's going to need an army of love and strength by her side in the months to come.
The hell with the months, years to come.
Yeah.
Is that the only child she had? Do you know?
No, she's got another daughter.
Okay.
She said she had a 3-year-old daughter that didn't understand why her sister wasn't coming home. Wow. But it'll be interesting to see what comes of this case with this monster. Because that's what he is. He is a monster. He had the choice of doing the right thing, and he chose to do the wrong thing. And does Texas have the death penalty?
It's one of the states in the country that has the most executions every year. Okay. They're not afraid to use the death penalty in Texas. Believe that.
Right.
I believe it's one of the only states in the country that has the most executions per year when it comes to the death penalty.
He'll have there will still be a trial unless he pleads guilty.
Yeah.
If he pleads guilty, then there won't be a trial.
Doesn't mean it's all up to the prosecutor if they're going to seek the death penalty. And like I've talked about many times before on our shows, Indiana has the death penalty. When they seek the death penalty 9 times out of 10, the defendant pleads guilty and takes a plea bargain to avoid the death penalty.
Yeah. So this is a case we'll continue to watch as far as whether there's going to be a trial against this monster and what happens with the lawsuit from the father. And we'll keep everybody updated as we get additional information on that.
Yeah.
Yes, CJK. That mother was very well spoken and eloquent in this time of tragedy. And exactly everything she said showed how much she loved Athena. And it may just be too hard for the father and the stepmother to speak right now because it happened there. You know.
Right. Wonder if it's his only child.
I don't know if it's his only child. Well, no, because, I would say no because there was mention of her and her sister staying in that.
Okay. Unless it's a half sister.
It's probably a half sister.
Okay. Yeah.
But
man, girl, you got a point. Indiana has put executions on a halt status here for the last few years because they can't get any pharmaceutical company to sell them the drugs because of all the hype about the reactions during the executions for lethal injection. So none of the prisons will buy the drugs for it. Because it's supposed to be a painless type execution, but a lot of stories have come out that it's not.
Yeah.
So may God bless that family. I know that it's going to be a long road for them.
Yes, and this week and weekend is going to be very tough on them.
Oh, most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And now what are you going to do with the gifts that you bought her? And
Right.
I know it's not an important thing, but you're just thinking to yourself, you got all these presents for your daughter under the tree, knowing that she's not going to be able to open them now.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I'm not sure, CJK. Whatever happened, he made the wrong decision. Because to me, it was a decision.
yeah.
Whether you're panicked or not, all you got to do is stop, take a breath for 10 seconds, and rethink it. And make the right choice. And this individual definitely didn't do that. So, all right. So that
at that point in time, he was just thinking of himself.
Oh yeah, exactly.
There's no doubt about that.
They said he was thinking of consequences. There wouldn't, she said it herself, there wouldn't have been any consequences. Because they would have just let him drive off.
People in this world, I swear.
I know. Yeah, you're right. He knew exactly what he was doing. And it kills me.
But to kill her, man, that's just...
Yeah. Very poor excuse.
Yeah.
Very poor excuse.
Yeah, I don't either see through. I don't buy into the BS either. He's making an excuse for his actions, and
right.
But
well, and I'm glad I got to play that video with Athena's mother because I just kept thinking about it after I watched it last night. And normally we don't play 20-minute videos on this channel. But that video was so powerful to me as a mother.
Yeah.
And knowing that I don't know that I could ever have the strength to do what she did and react the way she did.
Right.
So
it would have taken me some time before I was able to get in front of a camera like that.
Yeah, and that's not her first time in front of the camera.
I mean, just knowing myself.
Yep.
Because I would lose my marbles. I'm not saying emotionally crying or anything, but anger. But it all came out.
You're welcome. So, okay. The next live that we had planned was Wednesday, and I'm going to start the Tabitha and Tipton, Indiana story. So that is going to be on Wednesday. Now,
did you get the article I sent you about the two teenagers killed in Tipton the other day?
When did you send it?
That was a day or two ago. 2 teenage kids were killed in a car accident right there in Tipton.
Oh, okay.
So, but
and then sounds like we're going to have to fit a Delphi one in. So are we going to do a Delphi on Friday?
Well, honestly, it really depends because we're supposed to be getting a nasty, almost like a blizzard condition type stuff starting Wednesday or Thursday. So it just depends if the internet's going to cooperate with us, because I know you've been having issues on your end. Every time it gets snowy or icy up there.
Yeah. Last night, now I normally have issues with my phone with data, right?
Right.
But even my phone, I was having issues, much less the main computer. So it was crazy. And it was just flurrying. It wasn't snowing real hard. So, yes, so we'll plan on Friday being Delphi.
Okay.
Unless the snowstorm absolutely obliterates both of us.
Right.
Then we'll do it after Christmas, but it will be coming up. There's a few things that we need to talk about when it comes to Delphi. So,
look, Renee, keep that snow out of Boston.
Yes, that is true. So what he was delivering was her Barbie doll set that the dad and the stepmother got for her for Christmas. Weird, like the day both of our phones shut down yes, weird as in that day. Yes.
Oh, Renee, you know if it comes to Indiana, it's coming to Boston. It's kind of weird, though. Indiana's been getting skipped, and everybody around us has been getting blasted with snow.
Well, they're talking big possibilities of big snow.
Yeah. It's all right with me. I don't leave the house for nothing but to go get cigarettes or grocery shop, and that's it.
The kids will be happy. They'll be able to unwrap all their gifts and play with everything, and you can keep it, she says.
I was watching the Buffalo game the other night.
I did too.
Did you see that? They said they didn't even have a chance to clear off any of the aisles or the seats, and everybody was basically sitting on mounds of snow in the stands. And they were throwing ice balls out there.
Yes. And it was snowing so hard. It was, I was like, oh my gosh.
I was like, oh. So, yeah, we're going to try to cover something else on this Delphi. Randy covered a little bit the last 2 days when it comes to the death certificates. And I got a message sent to me earlier from one of our subscribers.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at that.
And she made a comment about Eric Alter's names being brought back up again, which I haven't seen. So that means See, I really don't pay attention a whole lot what goes on the other channels, except for the people I'm subscribed to, like Sunny, Sleuth. As a matter of fact, I started watching Todd Webster today. The big deep dive.
Yeah.
It's a very good thing he did yesterday. He made a lot of good points.
Yep.
So.
All right. We are going to go for tonight, but.
She's going to go watch her cheeseheads lose.
No. I have no interest in even watching them. I do want to spend some time with my daughter, though, so we'll see what she's doing.
Well, you guys know that if you ever have any questions, I know some of you in here have my personal phone number or Mar's phone number, but you know our emails. If there's any questions that need to be asked, please email us.
Yep.
I know it might take us some time to get to the email because you guys just don't understand. We get nearly hundreds of emails a day.
Ha! Good one, Andrea. Can't be any worse than the Colts on Sunday. You got that right.
That was so embarrassing for the state of Indiana. I'm ashamed. I am totally ashamed of what I saw. Allow them to break an NFL record. Here we go, Nightbot. There ain't nobody spamming.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to Google that and see how I can get him to stop saying that.
Packers are tied 3-3 right now.
Ooh, it's a burner, man.
Barn burner.
Barn burner game, 3-3.
Man, this chair is so damn comfortable. My goodness. My neck ain't hurting. My back ain't hurting.
I knew you would like it.
Lions. Hey, the Lions are looking decent this year, guys.
Yeah.
The Lions might make the playoffs for the first time in how many years? New Jersey. We got a Jersey.
Yep. Maybe what we can do, we'll split it up Friday.
You hear this?
Half. We'll do half Delphi, half Fun Night. FedEx driver that was also accused of rape 8 years ago. Ooh, okay, that's the first I'm hearing of that.
Oh boy. Hey, you know what I think of New Jersey fangirl? Eddie and the Cruisers. That's what I think of New Jersey.
Polygraph, there's always a first time. Vikings look pretty good.
Yes, they have made it to the Super Bowl. Back in the 70s when Fran Tarkington was their quarterback.
Okay.
And Ahmad Rashad was their wide receiver.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. Eagles, I see them going to the Super Bowl this year. Definitely see the Eagles going to the Super Bowl. But if there's nothing else,
Hi, Phil. How you doing? Thanks for joining us.
But otherwise, guys, we're going to end it for tonight.
Yep.
We'll be back Wednesday, same time, same bat channel.
Yep.
Covering Miss Tabitha Raines. And this is going to be a long case we're working on, guys, with all the documentation we got.
It's going to be a multi-series.
Oh, yeah.
And what we're going to talk about Wednesday night is we're going to start out with Tipton, Indiana, and what's like today and what it was like then. And
You mean go to bed, Renee? Man, it's only 9 o'clock.
She's telling you to go to bed.
I got another hour. All right, guys. You want to take us home?
All right, everyone. Peace.
One love, guys. Love all you guys. You guys have a good night. If you need to contact us, you know how to do that. So, all right. Good night, guys.